If you're a facilities manager at a warehouse and your HVAC system goes down, it can turn up the heat, literally. But don't sweat it, Grainger has you covered. Grainger offers over 1 million industrial-grade products for all your operations, including warehouse HVAC maintenance. And even better, they offer access to experts and fast delivery, so you and your warehouse can both keep your cool. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Every team, every topic, everywhere. This is Believe.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Halloween podcast. I am your host, Lyle Perez, and today is October 9th, 2024, and you're listening to episode 28 of our Haunted America series. We're traveling to the deserts of Nevada, a state famous for its glittering cities and vast, eerie wilderness. While most know it for the bright lights of Las Vegas, the Silver State has a much darker, haunted side hidden in its ghostly towns, historical hotels, and long-forgotten saloons. Nevada is packed with a lot of haunted locations. So let's not wait any longer. Grab your flashlights, grab your backpacks, head into the car because we are on our way to Las Vegas. Nope, we're on our way to Nevada. Our first stop is the historic Silver Queen Hotel in Virginia City. Built in 1876, this hotel was a proud monument to the wealth pouring in from the Comstock Lode, one of the richest silver mines in American history. Virginia City was once one of the most vibrant mining towns in the West. The Silver Queen Hotel was a reflection of the prosperity of that era. However, with the great riches often comes tragedy, and the Silver Queen has its own sorrowful tales. The hotel is said to be haunted by a woman who once worked as a prostitute in Virginia City. Her spirit is believed to wander the halls after she took her own life in one of the hotel rooms. People have reported hearing the sound of soft weeping late at night, or seeing a shadowy figure in period clothing near the staircase. The Silver Queen Hotel is still in operation today, and it is a popular destination for visitors looking to experience a slice of history or perhaps something more outwardly. Next up is the Goldfield Hotel, located in the once thriving mining town of Goldfield. Built in 1908, the hotel was once the finest building in the area during its heyday. The town of Goldfield boomed after the discovery of gold in the region, but as with many mining towns, its fortune was short-lived. After the mines dried up, Goldfield fell into decline, leaving the luxurious hotel abandoned for decades. Despite its beautiful architecture, the Goldfield Hotel has a dark past. During the early 20th century, the hotel was rumored to have been the site of an illicit relationship between the hotel's owner and a young woman named Elizabeth. When Elizabeth became pregnant, tragedy struck, and she died under mysterious circumstances. Some say that her spirit still roams the hotel, a lingering reminder of the town's lost prosperity. While the Goldfield Hotel is currently closed to the public, plans to restore this grand old building has been underway for many years. It remains a haunting symbol of the boom and bust history of the American West. The Hoover Dam, one of America's most iconic landmarks, was an engineering marvel of its time. Built between 1931 and 1936, during the Great Depression, it brought jobs and hope to thousands. However, the sheer size of the project became a great human cost, with over 100 workers losing their lives during construction. While many of the dam's accidents were simply a tragic part of such a massive undertaking, some locals believe that the spirits of those workers are still present. There is a long-standing legend that one worker fell into the wet cement and was buried alive, becoming part of the dam's structure forever. Though this has been debunked by historians, it hasn't stopped stories of ghostly apparitions and the eerie feeling of being watched. The dam remains a popular tourist attraction, drawing millions of visitors each year, but for some, it holds more than just the weight of water. It holds the spirits of those who built it. Back in Virginia City, Piper's Opera House stands as a reminder of the town's golden age. Built in 1885, the current structure replaced two earlier versions that burnt down, and it quickly became one of the most important entertainment venues in the West. From the vaudeville acts to grand operas, Piper's saw it all. However, the Opera House has also seen its fair share of tragedy. One of the most persistent legends is that of a young actress who died in a fire during one of the Opera House's earliest productions. Her spirit is said to still roam the building, especially the stage and backstage area, where performers and staff often report the sensation of being watched. Some have even claimed to see a figure dressed in old-fashioned theater costumes standing in the wings. Despite its ghostly reputation, Piper's Opera House remains open today and still hosts performances, making it a must-visit destination for history buffs and those interested in a bit of the paranormal. Our next stop is the Overland Hotel and Saloon in Pioche, Nevada. Founded in the 1860s, Pioche was one of the roughest and most lawless towns in the West. During its heyday, the town was so violent that more men were said to have been killed by gunfights than by mining accidents. The Overland Hotel, built in the late 19th century, was at the heart of this lawless period, serving as a saloon where miners and outlaws alike would gather. It's no surprise that the Overland Hotel has a reputation for hauntings. Guests who stay in this old hotel often report seeing the apparition of a man in cowboy attire, who is said to be one of the many outlaws who met their end in the saloon. Other guests have mentioned strange occurrences such as lights flickering and doors opening on their own. The Overland Hotel and Saloon is still open today and retains much of its original charm. For those brave enough to stay overnight, it offers not just a window into the Wild West, but a chance to encounter one of its restless spirits. Next, we head to one of Nevada's most infamous and unsettling locations, the Clown Motel. Built in the 1980s, the motel's claim to fame is its extensive collection of clown figurines and decorations, which fill the lobby and rooms. While the motel itself may seem quirky, the real reason it's earned a reputation for being haunted lies just across the parking lot, the old Tonopah Cemetery. The cemetery, which dates back to 1901, is the final resting place of many Tonopah's earliest residents, including victims of a tragic mine fire in 1911. Many guests at the Clown Motel have reported strange occurrences, from shadowy figures to unexplained knocks on their door late at night. Some even claim to hear whispers or footsteps coming from the direction of the cemetery. While it's the clowns or the proximity to the cemetery, the Clown Motel leaves many guests with chills. The Clown Motel remains open and continues to attract visitors, especially those looking for a unique and eerie experience. My daughter Callie and I have toyed around with the idea of actually going to the Clown Motel to spend the night. Maybe we'll do it someday. I don't know yet. But until then, let's move on to the next location. The Boulder Dam Hotel in Boulder City was originally built in 1933 to accompany wealthy visitors and engineers working on the Hoover Dam. This elegant hotel was once the height of luxury, hosting notable guests such as Howard Hughes. However, over the years, strange events have been reported within its walls. One of the most well-known stories involves the spirit of a man in a black suit who was often seen wandering the hallways and stairwells of the hotel. Guests and staff describe him as being well-dressed but slightly transparent, and his presence is often accompanied by a sudden chill. Some believe he was a worker involved in the construction of the Hoover Dam, while others think he may have been one of the hotel's distinguished guests who never checked out. Despite the paranormal reports, the Boulder Dam Hotel remains a beautifully restored historic site and is still open to guests today. You might enjoy a peaceful night's rest, or you might just have an unexpected visitor. Next, we're going to Virginia City's Old Washoe Club. This is one of the most haunted locations in the state. Established in 1862, the Washoe Club was originally an elite social club for the rich and powerful. Over time, its reputation darkened and the building became known for its ghostly residents as much as it is for its historical significance. One of the most famous spirits said to haunt the Old Washoe Club is a woman known as the Lady in Blue, believed to be a former prostitute who met a tragic end in one of the upper floors. Guests and staff have reported seeing her apparition moving silently through the halls. Others mention strange occurrences, such as cold spots, doors opening on their own, and the unmistakable feeling of being watched. The Old Washoe Club is open to the public as both a bar and a museum, offering ghost tours for those brave enough to explore its haunted past. It remains a must-visit for anyone interested in the darker side of Virginia City's history. Now let's travel to one of Nevada's most famous ghost towns, Rhyolite. Founded in 1904 during the state's gold rush, Rhyolite was once a bustling town with over 10,000 residents, complete with banks, saloons, and even a school. But like many boom towns, Rhyolite's prosperity was short-lived. By 1916, the gold had run out, and the town was abandoned. Though Rhyolite is now a crumbling shell of its former self, many believe the spirits of the town's past residents still linger. Visitors to the ghost town often report strange sightings, such as shadowy figures moving among the ruins, or distant voices echoing through the desert air. One of the most common sightings is that of a lone miner, standing near what was once the town's general store, staring out into the empty landscape as if waiting for something or someone. Today, Rhyolite is a popular destination for history buffs and ghost hunters alike. While the buildings may be decaying, the stories of its haunted past remain as vivid as ever. Our final stop takes us to the Pioneer Saloon in Good Springs, a historic watering hole that dates back to 1913. This old Western saloon, with its bullet-riddled walls and creaking wooden floors, has seen plenty of drama over the years. Bar fights and tragic events are well known here. One of the most famous ghost stories tied to the Pioneer Saloon involves the death of actor Clark Gable's wife, Carol Lombard. After her plane crashed in nearby Mount Potosi in 1942, Gable waited for the news in the saloon for several days. Some say that Lombard's spirit still lingers near the saloon, while others claim to have seen Gable himself, staring intently at the bar as he did during those fateful days. Other reports include sightings of old miners, cowboys, and even gamblers who once visited the saloon during its rowdier days. The Pioneer Saloon is still open to visitors today, offering both a cold drink and, for the brave, the chance of a ghostly encounter. And there you have it, guys. That wraps up our look at Nevada. We went to some crazy hotels, a lot of ghost towns. The Silver State is full of restless spirits. I hope you guys have really been enjoying Haunted America because I've been putting so much work into this show. You guys really have no idea how much work Haunted America has been for me as far as like recording. It takes me hours to record. It takes me hours to edit. It takes me hours to do the research, hours to write the scripts. I put in a lot of time. So if you can, please leave me a 5-star review on either Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you're getting your podcasts from, and really help out the Halloween podcast. And also, I'm sure you guys have been noticing all of the new ads that have been on all of these shows. Please don't skip over those things because that right now, that is probably the number one way that the Halloween podcast is starting to get some revenue so I can pay back some of these production costs. A lot of the sound effects and stuff, none of that stuff is free. All of it I have to pay for. So please listen to those ads. Don't just skip over them. And it would truly mean a lot to me that you guys really want to support the Halloween podcast. If you have any questions, comments, or want to suggest anything for a future show, go ahead, send me an email at thehalloweenpodcast@gmail.com. And also, I am looking for guests for the Halloween podcast. As soon as Haunted America is over, I'm going to go back to regular weekly programming, and I need some guests. So if you're interested, thehalloweenpodcast@gmail.com. Also, go to our website, thehalloweenpodcast.com. Go to our merch store, show us some support, order some stickers, some postcards, whatever. I got a lot of cool Halloween stuff up there, so get to ordering, guys, and really support the Halloween podcast. And I can't forget about our wonderful Facebook page with our wonderful Facebook community. A lot of listeners are there. I get to interact with all of you guys. It's a lot of fun. So if you want to get in on all of that Halloween goodness, go ahead, go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/The Halloween Podcast. Give us a like and say hi to me. Make sure you guys come back tomorrow because we're going to continue our journey across Haunted America. And up next is the wonderful state of New Hampshire. I'll see you then. Have a good night.
Bombas makes the most comfortable socks, underwear, and T-shirts.
Warning, Bombas are so absurdly comfortable you may throw out all your other clothes.
Sorry, do we legally have to say that?
No, this is just how I talk, and I really love my Bombas.
They do feel that good. And they do good, too. One item purchased equals one item donated.
To feel good and do good, go to bombas.com/listen and use code LISTEN for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com/listen and use code LISTEN at checkout.